And your quarterback from Pitt, number 8, Kenny Pickett.
3rd and 15 from the 31 of Cleveland. They bring 4. Pickett throws it down the middle.
Touchdown, George Pickens.
This is what makes a quarterback become a great quarterback. It's what we said about Bradshaw. It's what they said about Ben. And now you can say the same thing about Kenny Pickett.
Kenny, you've now had basically a little bit of time to kind of decompress over the season. I'm sure it was very disappointing you weren't playing the past weekend here or in the playoffs, but were you able to watch any of those games, or could you not bring yourself to do that?
No, I watched a lot of them. You know, I just like to, you know, you can always learn something, I think, from watching a lot of games and especially playoff football. So, like you said, though, very disappointing that we didn't get in. Felt like we started playing our better, best football towards the end of the season there. Just dug ourselves in too much of a hole in the beginning.
Is that kind of the interesting thing about, going from college football where every loss is extremely magnified to going to the NFL where you lose? We got to pick back up and go back out and play again the next week.
Yeah, I would say that was probably one thing that I've definitely noticed. After losses, you never want to lose, obviously, but looking at the grand scheme of things with the season and kind of seeing how it's a long time and it's a long season and it goes over a long period of time. Teams get hot, teams cool off. You want to be that hot team, towards the end of the season going into the playoffs, which I felt like we were trending that way. We just didn't, weren't able to punch our ticket.
Just ran out of weeks.
Right, right.
As a young group on offense particularly, you get off to the 2-6 start, and yet you guys hung with it. You stuck with it and continued to improve, as you said.
Yeah.
Was that a big learning point for you guys, do you think, as an offense? Like, hey, this thing's never over.
Yeah, we came together. There was a lot of things that we wanted to improve on. I think guys did a good job of kind of looking in the mirror and saying, what do I need to do better? I think that, we kind of took, a step in the right direction, I think, after that first week and, getting off the mat, getting a win, and then, getting it rolling and getting back to what we wanted to do. But I think guys bought in. We believed in each other. We knew we were always capable of, that back half of the season stretch, but, it feels good to go out there, and do it.
Do you have a favorite play for yourself from
Favorite play? I think the one to George and Najee, obviously the 2-minute drives are always special.
Shotgun snap, 4-man rush.
Fires for the end zone, touchdown, George Pickens! And the Steelers forge ahead with just 46 seconds left.
Chased out of the pocket, steps out of a tackle.
Throws it for the goal line, touchdown Najee Harris! Najee from 10 yards out, and Pickett did a Houdini to make that play possible.
Those two stand out the most for me. Just that one, and I'd say my first touchdown, my grandfather was able to see it before he passed the following week, so that was special. He always talks about being able to watch me in the NFL, so I was happy to get that one.
Now, obviously, you played next door here. You spent a number of years there. You got to watch these guys, at least on a peripheral level. Did you learn anything from that process, and was it different when you came over here and became a part of this?
Yeah, you only get to see a small sample size when you're next door at Pitt. You go through your own work week, but I had to go to class and stuff back, the second half of the day. I was here all day, as a Steeler, so there's things obviously I couldn't see, but once I got over here, Coach Tomlin and Coach Cannon and Coach Lolley kind of showed me, the way of being a professional quarterback, and got into a good routine early on, and then when I became the starter, kind of made it my own.
Different playing form, obviously.
Different playing form for sure, but kind of exactly what I expected. Same guy every single day. He has high standards, and his motor's always running hot. So no matter what time, 5 in the morning or 8 o'clock at night, however late we're here, he's the same guy every single day. So I really appreciate Coach.
Well, guys, just something to keep an eye on. Kenny Pickett came out with quarterback coach Mike Sullivan when the specialist came out.
So does he come to you at halftime of the Jets game, or was it Matt, or how did that all go?
Yeah, it's a good. I didn't even bring my helmet in at halftime, man. So I obviously didn't have any idea. I think Coach Tomlin told me, or Coach Cannon said, we may be going to you. And I was like, okay. And then Coach T was like, yep, you're up. So I was like, all right. I went out there early and just started warming up, and we went from there.
Your rookie season as a whole, how would you classify everything that you did this year?
That's a good question. There was ups and downs, and I think just like in any rookie season, there's going to be ups and downs, and I think I did a good job of learning from the negatives early on and kind of eliminating a lot of those in the back half of the season, protecting the football, take a lot of pride in that. You know, putting points on the board and just finding a way to win games. You know, coming down the stretch in the 2-minute, learning kind of how to operate that at the pro level versus the college level with the different rules, to stoppage the clock at the first downs and things like that. So there was things that I was learning early on, and I was kind of eliminating a lot of those mistakes in the back half of the season. That's really what I was, most proud of.
Now, obviously you played early at Pitt and you played early in your pro career. I'm sure you felt better about this than you did maybe early in your Pitt career because you know more now than what you did then. Was that the case?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, in college you're learning so much. I mean, coming out of high school versus coming out of college, I had a really good ground level with Coach Whipple at Pitt. Grateful for the time we spent together, and he kind of really helped me get to this position. But coming out of high school, you can only learn so much in high school, right? I mean, I had unbelievable coaches in high school, but the game's just so different at the college level, and the game's a lot different at the pro level. You just keep taking those leaps. But yeah, I definitely feel like I had a lot, a real solid base, coming from college.
Did you have a welcome to the NFL moment?
Probably the Williams hit. That's funny. Cam asked me that on his podcast this morning. Probably the Quinnen Williams hit in the Jets game.
You got Kenny Pickett sitting right in the pocket, throwing that ball to Freiermuth and taking a shot from Quinnen Williams. Didn't bug him all. No, because he's Pittsburgh tough.
He got me good. I got up, and people were I was probably talking a little bit of smack, but it was just kind of, it was kind of like, all right, you got me on that one type hit. But yeah, that was probably the first one. I was like, all right, it's a little bit different.
What do you think the biggest jump you need to make from year 1 to year 2 is?
It's a good question. I think full ownership of the offense, and I think when I first started this season, it was, all right, I get to play. It's like A, B, C, just kind of real basics, execute the play, move on to the next one. And now, the more comfortable you get, you're kind of just seeing things differently. You're seeing things a step faster. You're taking advantage of alerts in the system that you could get more shot plays from, and they're giving me more responsibility from that aspect of it and giving me the green light to go do certain things. So I think just complete ownership of the system is really what I want to do, and I think that'll take our offense to the next level.
Do you take any time to really decompress this offseason, or you just roll right back in?
I took till Wednesday. I was getting a little bit of antsy, and my fiance is like, "You got to get back to the." So I'm back to the gym, just getting some light work done. But I need to do something every day. I feel like, or I start I'm not myself. So it felt good to get back in the gym, see the Pitt guys next door, and kind of spend some time with some old teammates.
Well, Kenny, appreciate you sitting down to talk to us.
Absolutely.
We'll do this again soon. I hope.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yep.